All right, everybody, before we get into today's show, I just wanted you to know that over at Equilife, we are giving away a 20% off discount on all protocols store-wide. That means all the functional medicine protocols. You probably heard about the CBO protocol for the gut, mold protocol for mold, the parasupport protocol for parasites, the functional medicine detox for functional medicine detoxing, and much more are all available at 20% off while supplies last. These are world-renowned protocols used by thousands of practitioners in their practice as well around the world. Head on over to stevencabral.com/shop to take advantage of this offer. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified Doctor of Naturopathy, Dr. Steven Cabral, shares with you exactly how you can reverse aging, take back your health, and live a life full of energy and passion, with new 20-minute episodes every single day to keep you healthy and engaged. Now, here's your host, Dr. Steven Cabral.
Hey everybody, great to have you back here today. Brand new Cabral Concept. We're going to be going over a fascinating research study that I uncovered, literally wasn't even looking for it, when I was researching exercise in the immune system. So for a lot of people out there, when they exercise, they feel exhausted the next day. They feel inflamed. They start to get brain fog. They just don't feel their best. And this happens more and more as they begin to get older. Now, I explained on a few podcasts ago, and I'm going to link that up here today, that actually having a carbohydrate solution attenuated or overcame a lot of those effects from a strength training workout. And the reason is that it did not allow the inflammation to get as high, and it didn't enable the white blood cells to drop as low as they typically would. Because some people actually get an upper respiratory, what seems like an upper respiratory virus after a hard workout. And again, these are a lot of people with encephalomyelitis or myalgic encephalomyelitis, but it's just there's varying degrees. Like, you don't have to be diagnosed with chronic fatigue or chronic fatigue inflammatory or immune deficiency syndrome or myalgic encephalomyelitis or any of these things. You don't have to be diagnosed with that to also have varying levels of it. So if you're not feeling your best from working out, whether it be cycling, running, strength training, this little study may very well help you. And I've been looking at this in depth because I try to help people inside of high performance health to really better their best even as they get older. I'm trying to do the best, myself as well. And I had found this for years, but there was never any science behind it. The science I could theorize in my head, but there hadn't been a study completed. Well, now we have some studies completed. So this is going to build off of that. And I think you'll find it fascinating. So it's in Frontiers of Nutrition. I'm going to link it up. And it's called Blueberry and or Banana Consumption Mitigate Arachidonic Cytochrome P450 Oxalipin Generation during recovery from cycling, a randomized trial. Okay, so I'm going to break this down really simple, really easy, and then give you exactly what it all means. So they split people into different control groups. There was a control group that ate 1 cup of blueberries every single day for 2 weeks, okay, before they did their high-level exercise exertion, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Then there was another group that took in their 1 cup of blueberries every single day, plus during their workout, they consumed about the equivalent, well, let's say you're 160 pounds. The equivalent would be about 15 grams of carbohydrates from a banana. So let's say it would be 1 large banana split in a quarter every 15 minutes. About that. Or a small banana, half a banana every 15 minutes. So like 2 small bananas over the course of, what would be an hour. All right. So it's about 15 carbs or so. That would be, it's technically, if you want to get technical, it's 0.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. All right. So if you want to create it for yourself, there you go. Now you can replicate it. But it was 1 cup of blueberries for everybody, no matter what the weight. All right. Then there was a placebo water group. So they just got water during their workout. That was it. And then there was a placebo group with just the banana. So they just got some banana. That's it during the workout. All right. Here were the results. Now that I've explained it to you, pretty impressive. What they found was this, they put people through a pretty hard workout. It was about a 45-mile bike ride. That's about 75 kilometers of cycling. So this is, there's a lot of damage going on in the body, right? And so they're able to look at this pre-workout, they ran their blood work, and then post-workout, and then they did it 2 weeks later as well. All right, so they knew that they looked at their inflammation. What do they look at? Well, for people out there, all the science nerds, all the practitioners, they looked at interleukin levels, they looked at blood leukocytes, they looked at arachidonic acid. What else did they look at? They look at PUFA-derived oxalipins, a lot of that from what are called prostaglandins, inflammatory prostaglandins. So what they did was they ran their blood work and they said, okay, let's look at the normal amount of inflammation, and let's just call them interleukins or certain amounts of white blood cells inside of this body. Okay, now that's their baseline. Let's look at it post-workout and then 2 weeks later. And then let's compare that to the people that got the blueberries 1 cup a day for 2 weeks before their ride, and the people that got the blueberries plus the banana versus those that just got the banana or the water. All right, well, here's what they found. You might have already guessed it, but the ones that did the blueberry plus the banana during the ride got the best results. And what does that mean? They had the least amount of inflammation over the 2 weeks. But the biggest finding is that within 3 hours, they had the greatest decrease in inflammation, meaning they didn't get the same spike that the others got. And how do they do that? Literally 1 cup of blueberries and the equivalent of, I don't know that it has to be banana, although there's, good amount of potassium in banana. Maybe that had something to do with it. But they just got a small amount of banana, 15 grams of carbs. So you could just make your own solution of, let's say, 60 grams of carbohydrates if you're doing like an hour-long workout, let's say. And during that hour-long workout, if it was a really hard workout, well, you just might get, you drink 25% of it every 15 minutes. That's literally what I've been doing for over a decade now, probably 15 years of my own workouts. Now, did I have the science to back that up 15 years ago? No. But through trial and error with my own body, I realized, wow, I have a lot more energy. Not only do I have more energy during the workout, I don't feel as inflamed after the workout. Not only do I not feel as inflamed after the workout, that post 3 hours, but I don't feel as inflamed the next day. So that's how I was able to figure it out for myself and for clients. But now we have the research. So why, though, do the blueberries work so well outside of just the carbohydrate solution? They believe it's from the polyphenols. So they don't think that it's the magic from just the carbohydrate. They believe it's actually the magic from the bright pigmentation of the blueberries. Now, blueberries are very anti-inflammatory, so that's powerful in its own right. But they have a very strong amount of antioxidants, and I think that matters. Like, I don't think that you can just substitute other fruits that have high antioxidants. I think you could probably use pomegranate. I think you could probably use, like a dark cherry. I think you probably use other things with very high antioxidant levels, but they would have to be very high antioxidant, meaning banana does not have the same antioxidant level as blueberry. You might say to yourself, well, let me get to that in one moment. I'll get to that part in one moment. Okay, so the polyphenols are anti-inflammatory in nature. So they decrease and buffer the inflammation created by a weight workout or a hard cycling workout, etc. That is important because then there's less oxidative stress. And if there's less oxidative stress on the body and free radical damage, well, the body then doesn't have to recover from as much. It can recover faster, which means you're going to have more energy. You're going to have more vitality, less flu-like symptoms, pain, inflammation that next day. Really fascinating. So do I recommend 1 cup of blueberries a day? Yeah, I absolutely do. I mean, there's nothing wrong for 99.99% of people with having 1 cup of wild blueberries per day. I mean, it's one of the most phenomenal things. I've been teaching this a long time. I've had something called the Purple Crush Smoothie. It dates back to like the late 90s, literally for myself, personal training in undergrad with doing that, right? It felt good. I did it. I could buy big bags of it. Then keep it frozen. That's what I did. And they actually used freeze-dried in this particular study. So I know that that's okay. So when I look at this though, I'm fascinated because almost, even if you're low carb, unless you're keto or carnivore, 1 cup of blueberries is 25, 30 grams of carbs max for the day. Like, most people would be able to add that in, not an issue. Whether they want to add in the banana or not is up to them. They did find that the banana just like I shared in a previous podcast, did help as well with the white blood cells and inflammation. So there's no doubt about it. The pre-workouts, all the pre's, 1 cup of blueberry a day, fantastic. But the peri-workout nutrition, which is that carbohydrate solution, it may not have to be banana. I'm not sure that it does. I don't know that that's significant in its own right. More studies would need to be done. So you're welcome to just have a banana. Literally have a little bit every 15 minutes. Like that would work. Or you could just bring your own carbohydrate solution. What I do is I just literally have a smoothie during my workout. That's my carbohydrate solution. Okay. So, and then as they moved down to just banana, it worked a little bit less. And then the water didn't really work because they found a large amount of inflammation in the individuals. Okay, so now you might be asking though, how could I do this without all the carbs? All right, part of it is that I think the carbohydrates, because I've seen this in the studies, it needs to be there peri-workout, meaning like during your workout, to not allow for the same dampening of the certain parts of the white blood cells in the immune system. So the carbs need to be there for that. But do you need to do that on a daily basis? Do you need to have that 1 cup of blueberries? Well, I might argue that an organic, mold-free, like light to medium roast coffee might be able to get you those benefits as well. And the reason I say that is that this would have to be really, potent coffee, is that you're getting the polyphenols and you're getting those antioxidants in the coffee as well. And I talked about what are the antioxidants, what are the polyphenols, the nutrients that boost brain-derived neurotropic factor. And when I was doing that research, I actually found that there's one thing that beats all of them, including wild blueberries, which is like the king of antioxidants, right? Well, it turns out something called coffee bean concentrate is actually the greatest at boosting BDNF. And that might work as well as a supplementation. So something to think about. We use it in something called Daily Brain Support by Equal. If you can check it out, of course, you don't have to use that brand, but that's one thing that would work. I would caution you this though. If you're already someone who consumes coffee, I don't know that, you're going to get those same benefits. I think that this is an add-on. And if you're doing a hard workout, I do believe that there's a little bit more to the nutrition and carbohydrate-based polyphenols that you're getting that go beyond coffee. My recommendation, have a cup of decaf coffee or have a cup of regular coffee each day. Enjoy it, but begin to add on that 1 cup of wild blueberries per day. Now, could you do dark cherries? Could you do pomegranate? Probably. I'm not saying that those wouldn't work, but look up high antioxidant fruits. Why don't I do a podcast on that as well? And these would be the ones that I would most likely go for. So I'm just going to make a note right there. High antioxidant fruit that you might be able to use in your smoothie to recover that much faster. I find this research really fascinating. I'm strange like that, but I know a lot of people who want to be at their best, who want more energy, better mood, all those things. I think it can help them as well. So if you're someone that likes to exercise 3-4 times a week, I would definitely look at using this in your protocols. And if you're someone that's trying to overcome, which I talked about, I think it was just 2 days ago, was that, let me give you this right now. Yes, if you're someone that's trying to overcome a lot of these post-viral issues, or you're trying to rebuild your body, you absolutely want to look at this. And again, what's 1 cup of blueberries cost you a day? Not even $1 probably. And so especially if you go with the frozen, which is a little bit cheaper. So when you look at this, it can be a great way to buffer inflammation in the body, to begin to rebuild that stress buffer against oxidative stress. So hopefully this was helpful. All the links, all the big takeaways will be at stephencabral.com/2911. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Love to hear from you. And of course, we'll be back with a brand new Friday review tomorrow. Take care. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning into the show. And before you head off, I just want to make sure you do not miss this offer, which probably only happens once per year over at Equalife, and that is saving 20% off all of our functional medicine protocols. That includes our best-selling and most popular functional medicine detox, our CBO protocol for gut health, our mold protocol for mold-based issues, our parasupport protocol for parasites, and so much more. Heavy metal detox, you'll be able to find them all by going to stephencabral.com/shop. You'll see the 20% discount already marked down. head on over, take advantage of this offer. They're the same protocols used worldwide by thousands of practitioners, and I recommend them for you as well. Again, to take advantage of the 20% savings, saving you $25 to $50+ off, head on over to StephenCabral.com/shop while supplies last.